Hello and welcome to Elliot at Will.
No, wrong.
Oh.
Hello and welcome to Will et al. So we've had a great response to Elliot's tweet. So on the back of a question from Taj, which was about changing outlet shape, we're going to discuss outletting.
Right, Will, 30 seconds. I want you to try and explain outletting. Go.
Okay, so outletting, we're talking about our set shape when we have the ball. As a team, what we are going to try and do to penetrate an opposition set press. We might commonly talk about 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 5 at the back, or a 3-man outlet, 4-man outlet, 5-man outlet. But it's also important to consider the midfield and the forwards' role in how we as a team penetrate a press. We might change our outlet shape to create other spaces or opportunities to go forward and press that and disrupt that press by manipulating defenders and spaces.
How long was that?
I forgot to start the timer. Elliot, why are we looking to do this?
We're looking to do this, Will, because we feel there is a lack of content out there. There is a lot of good coach CPD going on, but we wanted to add some technical, tactical information for coaches to access.
And I think it's important that these are our thoughts. It's not black and white. This isn't the only way to do something. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but this is how we might do it and what we might be thinking about in this situation in the game.
So just looking how we go from a back 4 to a back 3. A couple of ways we can do this. We can look to roll our half back up and everyone will potentially cover round. And then we go very quickly into a back 3 or 3-man build-up. This player's height depends on how aggressive they want to be. My suggestion would be that we don't hover in here. Quite often that's what I see as a major issue. We either stay or we go, don't hover. This gives us a bit more height and it asks a question of their left forward. So where is he going to hold? Is he going to hold and stay and someone cover the man that's gone, or is he going to go with the man? Other option is we look to move by leading through. So if the ball's been passed across, this player could go and join the midfield line and we can roll again into a back 3 shape. Likewise, someone could roll out to exploit and change the shape. Or we can carry in through midfield, dump the ball out, and naturally that gets us to a back 3 shape. So alternatively here, a halfback can roll through and roll into midfield, which then gives us that back 3 shape again. Okay, you can see here, it's Belgium versus Spain. You can see here the left half has started to creep up, and then they've still gone to a back 3 shape. And then this next clip here is the opposite, so you can see the right half has decided to creep up slightly, and they're in a back 3 build-up. Here you can see New Zealand building up with a back 4. Centre half is quite deep in front of the forward line, just to give that outletting option. Does simulate being a bit of a back 5. And then here we get carry in from the centre back, infield, so naturally other centre back rolls round, and now we have a back 3 build-up. I think you can see here in a second it goes to a back 4 build-up because now one of the midfield players is rolled out, and I think eventually it goes into a back 5 build-up as well.
You can either have 2v2 in the middle, or 3v3 in the middle. The rule is you must have at least one person on the outside. So if it's the crosses, that's their outside. They must have at least one person outside both line. Blues, dots, must have at least one person outside there. By saying that's it, it's a very simple rule. You allow them the opportunity to explore how to change that. And so, the aim of the game is crosses are trying to go from here into the middle, out to the other side. They can't go direct through, but you can change that as a rule. Dots are trying to go from there into there. So if they win the ball, they're going the opposite way. by having this rule of just one person has to be on the outside, and if they leave, it's a foul. The other team get the ball. What you can start to do is creative ways to change that. So you could have all three of them out there, and that's unopposed around the outside, so they can pass it amongst themselves and find the opportunity to go. It could be that there's only one person there, and if, let's say, this blue guy here has got the ball, and they carry the ball out over there, it immediately liberates that person for a pass. So we're looking at different ways that we can drop away to face the pressing, face the defenders, to create opportunities to go in behind. Younger kids, you're starting to look at the fundamentals of changing an outlet shape, of changing how you set up to face an opposition defence to create opportunity in behind them.
It's not quite drilly enough for me, Will. If I was to train outletting, from my perspective, I'd try and create a safe space. So let's say we'd set up with a back four in here. And this space would be safe for them. And I'd maybe do it over 3/4 pitch to start with. I'd try and encourage the forwards to be in the high circle and then the midfield to be in here. And I'd try and match them up like for like initially, or maybe just slightly underload it. And then what I think the safe space does, it allows the forwards still to press. But the idea being that these guys can get the technicals of this right whilst not being pressed. It also allows for them to try and roll round into sort of a back three perhaps and promote one up. So as long as that when they cross this line they're pressed, you get a bit more game realism. And then maybe look to try and encourage a few pockets of space that we want to try and receive the ball in with flat markers or with just conversation as to how we may look to try and penetrate an attack circle. I think probably then I'd add an amount of transfers they're allowed before they can be pressed.